2-inch size hail at the moment. So we'll have an update on that in just a second. I'm going to push this live so all of our friends on the app can also receive what is going on for today. Let me do that real quick. Okay, let's push this over here. But yes, we are tracking some hail moving into Flore County right now. It's been moving very slowly, looking at around 25 miles an hour, this system. It's been Latimer and Hattemer County. We're already seeing some of that severe thunderstorm warning in that hail. But really just recently, that hail core has picked up over parts of Flore County now. Let me just get this push out there for everybody. Right. All right, so you should be receiving that on your phone, but you're already watching this, and then you know what's going on. So we're taking a look outside right now in parts of the river valley, seeing a pretty large supercell moving through the area. Not worried about rotation at the moment, just seeing some gusty winds, and the main concern is the hail associated with this cell right now. We're seeing 2-inch in diameter hail at the moment moving through parts of the river valley, just now moving into Flore County. So very rural areas of the river valley that's moving in at the moment, but we are giving you a quick update on what to expect outside right now. So we can see that some of these hail cores, massive hail, and this is to the county towards the west. So we're not worried about this in Flore County just at the moment, but we've seen that this is really ticked up in the last minute or so. Let me pull up a little closer review for us here. So we can see moving into parts 5 country here into the next few minutes, we'll see some of that hail beginning to pick up. But it picked up and then quickly is dying out. With these storms that happen during this time of the year, especially during the afternoon, they have strong updrafts, and that's what we saw here. It really picked up and saw a good updraft that created some hail, but it started to collapse on top of itself. So the hail seems to be dying down there just a little bit. Let's push forward and see kind of more on radar what we're seeing. So still seeing some good downpour. This looks like this storm is just now moving into Flore itself. And then a little bit north of Talihina. So if you live in Talihina, this might just skirt just north of you. You might catch the tail end or feel at least some of those gusts. The hail might be a little bit more towards the north of you. If you live in Heavener, I would be prepared maybe to see some showers here, some downpours, maybe a little bit of hail in the next 10 to 15 minutes. But like I said, this is a slow-moving system at the moment, only moving around 25 to 30 miles an hour. We've seen gusts around 60 miles an hour. So even if you aren't seeing some hail, some gusty winds at time as this storm continues to push more towards the southeast. But the hail is the main concern at the moment. We're seeing that hail around 2 to 3 inches. Let's pull back a timing of this system here. So right now there was 2 thunderstorm warnings. It looks like it's split a little bit. When you see that split and one of those, that cell kind of moves a little bit more towards the north and the other one towards the south, you kind of get a strong updraft in that southern one. That's where you're trying to see that hail really begin to materialize and grow in size, and that's where we saw the hail at 2 inches. But right now it looks like we're seeing a little bit less of that size of hail. Let's pull up what's right now. So right now over that main core, you can see that that main core is kind of right just north of Talihina. It's good because we can see that largest hail was more towards the west. So it looks like that hail core really began to die out. We are still seeing some strong winds in there around 60 miles an hour. So those gusts can do a little bit of damage, but those are some very rural areas. So at the moment, not a ton to worry about if you are living in Talihina. If you live in Heavener, you still got some time. Let's draw a little bit of a time map to see how far we got. So moving at around 30 miles an hour. If you live in Heavener, it's not until around 3 o'clock until we're worried about some of this storm eventually making it to you, and you're more likely to see this more northern storm move more towards the east and hit you there, but mainly just a downpour with that system. So we're looking at around 30 minutes for Heavener. If you live in Muse or Summerfield, you maybe got a little bit less time for Summerfield. You're looking at somewhere within the next 5 to 10 minutes seeing this storm. Main concern, again, is going to be the hail and for the strong wind. Let's again bring up the hail core. Okay, so the hail core, as we can see, mainly to the south of Red Oak and then moving a little bit south of Flore. Talihina, you're close to it, but we've seen this hail core really hasn't picked up over the last 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on that. We've just got another update from the National Weather Service. Let me pull that up for us to see what communication we're getting from there. Latest update from the National Weather Service says they're going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning into Flore County. Still seeing wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour and that hail at around 2 inches in size. So 2 inches in size is pretty good size hail. Normally you see an inch hail is enough to spur up one of these warnings. So 2 inches can definitely do some damage to some cars. Into your roof or anything like that. So if you are outside in parts of Flore County, southern Flore County, you want to get inside at this moment just because you don't want to get hit in the head with any hail at this that is this size. But let's take a look at last 30 minutes of radar. We can see mainly this storm is just tracking consistently towards the southeast. It did split right over Red Oak. So when you see that split, it means one of those sections kind of try to go a little bit more towards the south and one's going to go more towards the north. And typically this northern one has a chance for rotation. Looks like it's dying. Not going to worry about that. But this southern one is producing some hail at the moment. Moving very slowly. That main hail core still not into Flore County. It's still over parts of Latimer County. It's just southwest of Red Oak and in between Wilburton there. So if you live in Tallahena, I might want to keep an eye on it. This storm is looking right now. It might just track a little bit to our north, but you want to keep an eye on this storm and it moves more into Flore County. So we're going to take a little bit of a break here. We're going to be live on social media, just keeping you updates if we see anything strengthening with this storm or if we see like it looks like this hail core is going to continue. We'll give you an update. For now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in another 5-10 minutes or so if things are looking a little bit more drastic. But for now, this is Weather Where You Live. This has been Stephen Abshire here for 5 News.